I live in Utah. I feel like I've made it kinda obvious by now. It's been mentioned in a previous video that Utah is considered the land of the Mormons. Churches and temples are everywhere in Utah. That's just Utah's thing. And fry sauce. Fry sauce is our thing too. Not yours, ours. We're just nice enough to share it. Back to church. Let me explain it to you. You get up, you put on really uncomfortable clothing, go to sacrament meeting for an hour, and then you go to classes for 2 hours. It sounds boring, and it is, for sacrament meeting anyway. When you get to the classes, they're actually okay, mostly because the people in the class want to joke around. I do this too. There's only so much unjoking time you can take, right? So it's not so bad. Plus, during classes, some teachers bring treats constantly, so that's a plus. But other than that, church is pretty boring, except for on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are the days we have scouts, or young men's, whatever you want to call it. The girls, on the other hand, have young women's. I don't think they have another name for it. I don't know what the girls do, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing to what we do, or at least somewhat close. Anyways, on Tuesdays, the young men, or scouts, get together for an hour and do something fun. Most of the time it's fun anyway, but sometimes we don't do fun things. Sometimes we do service. We also do camping trips. The Scouts have a camping trip every summer, the big camping trip of the year that everyone waits for and pays for. It's expensive. You start going on these week-long campouts when you're 12. I don't remember much from my first campout except for the staff being really strict and me getting thrown off a hill during King of the Hill. I was grabbed by my arm and leg and just kind of frisbeed off. I stopped playing for a while after that. My second campout is the one I remember the most of. We were going up to Flaming Gorge that year. Before we went to the campsite, though, we were supposed to go on a tour of the dam that was on the way over. It was actually kind of interesting. Now that I think about it, I think I was the only one who actually found it interesting. After we get back to the cars, we buckle up. Oh, the odd ones out would be so proud of us. We still had an hour drive, so we start joking around again. We made a lot of jokes about the dam that we just went to, obviously. I guess they got old pretty quickly because one guy in the back, his name was Mace, just screamed, "Enough with the damn jokes!" Now there's the small chance that he was joking, but I don't think he was, and it was a couple minutes later when he realized the error of his mistake. We all just started laughing so hard. Wait, but if he intentionally said that, then we wouldn't have had to explain why the joke was funny. And just to be clear, he did not mean the swear word, so if you thought I just swore right there, you were wrong. I like telling this story because everyone finds it funny. They all think I'm swearing at first, but then they're like, oh, the dam. You visited the dam and you were joking about it. Oh, that's funny. Anyways, I always get a good reaction. Later in the trip, I was down at the lake with 2 other guys and 3 priests. The priests in church are the older kids, 16 and older. So me and the 3 guys were up on the dock, and one of the priests left his shirt on the dock. We grabbed the shirt and hung it over the lake just to mess with him. "If you guys drop it in the lake, I'm gonna get you guys. You're gonna regret it." Then he turned around and went back to talking with his other priest friends. We were really tempted to throw it in the lake, but we decided not to, even though this guy pranked us multiple times before this. But we put the shirt down, and then a rock just comes skipping right over the dock and hits the shirt right out of my hand. Like, I wasn't even expecting it. It just magically disappeared and ended up in the lake. So I guess it didn't really disappear, but who cares? The fact of the matter is that the shirt was in the lake, and the priest hadn't turned around to see it. We turned and saw this kid who was skipping rocks. "Yo, dude, you almost hit us." Worried that we were about to get, seriously injured because the priest was gonna see his shirt in the lake, we all jump in the water and swim away. We get back to camp and the priest isn't there, so we thought we were in the clear. But we thought wrong. The priests came back and super wedgied us. He somehow nabbed all 3 of us and gave us the worst wedgies we have ever experienced. We all agreed on that. Oh, I can feel the pain right now in my butt. It was 2 years ago and I can still feel the pain. But I kid you not, my underwear ripped. That's how hard he wedgied us. Not to mention he did it right in front of everybody. I think he got in more trouble, if anything. We didn't get in trouble for anything, but he did, for ripping our underwear. And as the retarded 12-year-old that I was, that was the only pair of underwear I brought. So I had to wear that underwear for the rest of the week. It sucked. But on my most recent campout was a biking campout. Nothing interesting really happened except I front flipped over my bike handlebars like 5 times because we were mountain biking, which, by the way, I thought I would enjoy, but I didn't, because I front flipped over my bike and got a bunch of scabs and bruises. And I got so much Mountain Dew that I think I might have gotten diabetes. Just kidding, I had a lot though, even though I'm not supposed to have caffeine. So parents of mine, if you're watching, I'm not sorry, that dew was delicious.